Hey everybody, this is your Right Geek and Honorary Man King here with another video. How is everyone doing today? We are doing fine here in our Northern Virginia bunker. Despite the quarantine, we're managing to stay entertained with our reading and our TV, and in my case, our comics. Let me know how you guys are doing below. What I'm going to talk about today is one of the back issues I own. This is from the What If series, number 113. In this book, the What If scenario is Tony Stark as Sorcerer Supreme, aka the story in which Tony Stark sciences the shit out of the magic. Alright, so the premise of this, basically the point of departure for this story, is that instead of Doctor Strange getting into an accident by himself, what happens in this scenario is that Tony is drunk driving and Strange is in the car with him, and they get into the accident together, and Strange loses the use of his hands. And as a result of that, Tony feels extremely guilty, so he dedicates his life to trying to figure out how to fix Doctor Strange's hands, and that eventually ends up with them going to Tibet and Tony learning the mystic arts. So that's an interesting sort of Tony-like story where something bad happens, he feels guilty, and so then he dedicates his life to expiating his guilt. And so he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme and gets mixed up in all of the conflicts that the Sorcerer Supreme has to go through. In this case, in this book, we have Dormammu threatening to invade the Earth, and so he has to, Tony has to figure out how to beat back that invasion. Unfortunately, Doctor Strange, who is feeling resentful that Tony is getting distracted by all of these magical things that he has to deal with, and has therefore not yet successfully figured out a way to fix Doctor Strange's hands. Doctor Strange gets resentful about that, and so he actually betrays Tony and goes to Dormammu and helps Dormammu fight against Tony. So we have here, and this is what I mean by sciencing the shit out of the magic here, because it's still armor, it's just magic armor. So instead of his HUD, showing, which weapons to use, his HUD is showing which spell he's facing and what counter spell he should use. Which is just great. It's a very interesting concept that I really love. And yes, right here, it's Iron Man armor, but it's magical. It's a great fusion of Tony's technology and the magic too. Which is what makes this issue very interesting to me. The whole idea that if Tony learned magic, and if he used the magic, how would he use it? Well, of course, he would incorporate it into his own technological knowledge. That's just a perfect idea. So eventually, Doctor Strange, who has been helping Dormammu, realizes that Dormammu isn't just going to help him with his hands, but is also going to basically destroy the Earth when he invades it. And when he realizes that, he feels guilty and eventually comes back to Tony's side and helps Tony escape from Dormammu's clutches. And they're able to beat back Dormammu's invasion, and then they go back to their regular lives. Doctor Strange decides to stay behind in this dimension, and Tony is able to finally release the guilt that he felt over Doctor Strange's hands, and he's finally able to go back to his normal life at his company, which he had been neglecting while he's been obsessing over the guilt that he felt. So this is a very interesting sort of what if scenario that I really enjoyed. And unfortunately, I don't think it's available digitally. This is something that you would have to get as a physical copy. I think that's why I have a physical copy, because I couldn't find it electronically. But yeah, definitely check this out. I think that it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept, a pretty cool idea. And if you like Tony Stark as a character as much as I do, I think that you will also find it very much in character that if he's responsible for someone else's injury, of course he's going to spend his life obsessing over how he can make up for that mistake that he made. That's a very Tony Stark thing to do. And like I said, also taking the magic that he learns and incorporating it into his tech and doing this sort of fusion armor where it's science and magic together. It's sciencing the shit out of the magic. That's very Tony Stark too, and like I said, I like that too. Yeah, definitely check this out. This is a good issue. And tomorrow I'm probably going to do another Iron Man back issue because I have a few here. And we will speak tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed my commentary, and I'll talk to you later.